Seems like it was Melbourne game done, move on to Adelaide. It's a pretty important game, and Ross was pretty much pumping up that you need to win this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Every week is you get over the game pretty quickly, but this week more than some, I guess. We really owe Adelaide a little bit. They've had the wood over us recently, so we're really pumped to really improve.
Why have they, I suppose, under the Ross line regime, why do you think you couldn't get over the line against them last year?
Yeah, all the games were a little bit different in terms of how they got over us, but in all the games we just lapsed for 10 or 15 minutes in those games, and that's all it takes against a really good side. So we'll be going over there determined to put in a good fourth quarter performance.
Speaking of lapsing, has there been much said about the fact that you lost the third quarter against the D's?
No, not yet. We've got our review this afternoon, and the next couple of days we'll be looking back and trying to improve, but it's been something that's mentioned throughout the year. I think we've only played really one consistent four-quarter game this year, and it's something we're continually trying to improve on.
Yeah, I know Ross was pretty hot on that after the game the other day. Did he have a lot to say at three-quarter time?
Yeah, we're just trying to re-establish our focuses and not let us drift too much, and just trying to really pinpoint what we stand for as a football team. And clearly the third quarter wasn't our best football, but boys jumped right back on the bandwagon in the fourth and come home strong.
Ryan Crowley tweeted a couple of nights ago that he was surprised or frustrated. I can't remember exactly what he said about the fans sort of booing when you guys were kicking the ball sort of backwards and sort of holding up. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I did see the tweet. It was a bit surprising in terms of the fans' responses to our kicking it around, but Melbourne had 2 or 3 people guys back, so it would be pretty silly just to kick it straight to them. So.
Did you guys know you actually broke a record in the champion data era for most kicks in a game?
I didn't know it was a record. I saw the kicks downstairs this morning and noticed that we had quite a few. It helps our season averages, so yeah.
Was it just the nature of them putting through behind the ball, or were you guys looking to really handle the ball and keep it off?
Oh, I think it was a bit of the nature of the game. We just trying to own the ball a little bit more, I guess, and we tend to try and kick it more often than not if we can. And just by the way of them putting numbers behind the ball, it just allowed us to kick it around, I guess.
Were you really pleased with the way you were able to plot your way through a very crowded forward 50?
At times, yeah, I thought we were really sharp, especially early. We're on top of the ground, running pretty hard, and yeah, skills were pretty sharp. I think the boys got a bit tired towards the end and got a little bit sloppy at times, but overall fairly happy, I guess, yeah.
You mentioned a bit of retribution after this weekend for Adelaide beating you a few times last year. Does the fire still burn a bit from being eliminated from the finals by them?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Never like to lose a game, let alone a final. So, against Adelaide last year, we were zipping 3, so we're definitely looking to improve on that ledger.
And how have you seen the midfield battles the last few times you played them?
Yeah, obviously they've got some powerful, explosive players in there, and we're going to have to, be a really tight midfield group to get across the line there. But as I mentioned earlier, it's been those just 10-minute lapses in concentration and effort that have really cost the team. So that'll be our major focus.
Adelaide a bit more dangerous now that Taylor Walker's not there, no Tippett as well, like guys like Kerridge and Lynch popping up. Has it got a few more options? Yeah,
absolutely. And we're going to try and stem their supply a little bit, I guess. But they're playing AFL football for a reason. They're highly talented individuals, and if we give them the opportunity, they can really string us up.
You've been at this club for quite a few years now. How much better are you now than, say, last year or a couple of years ago when you were still fighting for a final spot?
As a team, as a club?
Yeah,
I think we're improving, but you never get there, and we always continually try and improve, and always be things that we're trying to work on, regardless of results or anything like that. So I think we're moving in the right direction, but there's still plenty to work on.
Well, you're certainly moving in the right direction in the sense that you are 4th on the ladder and breathing some fairly rare air now. Is there an extra buzz in the rooms and on the track because of your ladder position?
Not really. It's not something that really gets discussed heavily. We come in on days like today and we discuss the third quarter more often than not from the weekend. So, we don't get carried away too much with results or ladder positions or anything like that.
Stephen Hill, how's he been tracking? Is he at full capacity and ready to go this week?
As far as I know, he's right up there. He's had a run around this morning, and I think, as far as I know, it's how he pulls up from this week's training regime. So, I think he's pretty close, but we'll find out later in the week.
And the other guys in their preparation, Matthew Pavlich, how's he moving at the moment?
Again, I'm not too sure about Pav. I think he's 1 or 2 weeks away still. yeah, but it'd be nice to have him back, I guess.
And also Anthony Morabito, is he moving really well and has been training fully for 3 weeks now?
Yeah, he's gearing up to play relatively soon, I guess. It's obviously been a long road for Mora, and you know, obviously we want to take a bit of a conservative route with him. But yeah, I think he's joining in training a lot more and feeling more confident in his body, and yeah, he's not too far away, I guess.
The group really pleased to see him around and moving well.
Yeah, absolutely. Just have him around the boys and yeah, run around and kicking the footy. It's good. So hopefully he can hold together and get back out on the track.
With Pavlich and Hill, yeah, pretty close, and the bye next week, the club probably leaned in favour of sort of leaving it until after the bye to give them that extra couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think Ross has been stated as saying there'll be a no-risk policy with both those guys. So yeah, we've done well without them so far. So there's no need to rush them back, I wouldn't have thought.
Talk about Ross. How have you enjoyed life, you personally, under Ross Lyon?
Yeah, it's been good. It's you know, everyone knows what's expected of them, and with Mark Stone and Brett Kirk being the midfield coaches as well, it's very structured kind of environment we're in at the moment, and I think the boys are benefiting from that.
He comes over as ruthless. Is he always ruthless, or is there another side to him?
Yeah, no, he's got a pretty good mix. At times he can be quite demanding and aggressive in team meetings, but he's pretty good, knows how to have a laugh, and we pull a piss out of him occasionally, so it's good.
Last time you played the Crows, Taylor Walker got off the chain a little bit. You obviously didn't have Luke McFarlane. How important is he, that backline structure?
Yeah, it's fairly important. It'll be more important than Taylor Walker's not there this weekend, I would have thought. But yeah, Luke is obviously a vital part of our team, and playing as acting captain with Matthew out now just shows what high regard he's held in, and you know, reigning AA centre half back or whatever. So he's obviously a good player.
Do you take pleasure out of being in the top four? I know it sounds a silly question. You probably answer. Does it give you any sort of more confidence that you're going in the right direction, or is it just round 9, round 10 that you concentrate on? Yeah,
it's not something that I really focus on. It's obviously nice to be winning games and being in games for longer periods of time, but yeah, ladder positions and things like that, it's not something that I really focus on. So.